Ijana, Jaina, listen. If you hear any voices or noises in the background, if you can, add willpower, disregard it. Alright? Huh. Interesting. Hmm. I was thinking about this over here. But like, yeah, I got the heater going on and everything. So the thing is, okay, this specific video is going to basically go more into detail about the video I made regarding a certain experience that I experienced myself, that that I also seen that happened in some other videos that I seen online and stuff like that. So this is y'all. Okay, I'm not going too much worried about the time here. All right. Let me tell you a little something, okay? I had an experience with, say, like, you could say it was like paranormal. The only part to be is it was dealing with, as I recall, it was dealing with some kind of black magic or some kind of dark magic, okay? Some kind of deal that some individuals made behind my back and did not even that didn't even consider my life, like, at all. So let me see how I would like to piece this, because I might pause this here and there to get some kind of things going in. All right, look, okay. I seen something back in the day, okay. So let me just drop this down, okay. This, you feel me? Trigger warning, you feel me? This is gonna get like, if you ain't mature enough or whatever, and you not able to handle mature conversations, watch another vid, okay? Okay, because I'm just gonna burst out and say that, the kind of the main things that happen, okay? There, I seen a silhouette, almost like a silhouette of a, a body, like of somebody, like somebody. Okay, I seen it like 3 times. Okay, now these specific 3 times that I seen it, I was under the influence. Okay, one of them I was, one of them I was under the influence of what some call Tunchi or K2 or synthetic weed or whatever. All right. And one of them I was on, what some might call Molly. Okay. All right. And the thing is, I I sing like a like, if you see like if you see a shadow, okay, and you okay, and okay, I seen something that was almost like similar to a body that looked like a shadow. Okay, the thing is that it was like almost like see through. It was almost like, you know, it was almost like clearish, but you could tell like it was a figure of somebody. All right, I seen this like 3 times. One time I was, you feel me, I was at another location. I was in a room and I was under the influence of Tunji, and I seen that specific, you know, thing in the room. It was walking back and forth. That was one. Okay, that was one of the. And then one time I was walking outside and it was kind of dark, but I was like walking at some light. And the thing is, at these times, I was hearing voices. Okay, even because I used, I used talk, openly and everything, dropping gems and everything about things. And then, I I kind of started was I was hearing voices. Okay, and and it sounded like they were outside of my head, like they was like, and it sounded like they was watching, just like watching, but they was like, they was only saying certain things and stuff like that. and I thought, at first, you feel me, I thought they were cool. I thought they would learn. I thought I could trust them. Okay, all right, I learned from that. All right, I learned from that. And I seen a silhouette of a body one time, and it was like see through, and it was in the dark or whatever, but it was some light. So I kind of like, and then I thought you feel me? At the time, I thought I could trust the voices. I thought they were, they was telling me about spacecrafts and wait on the spacecraft, and you feel me? And and the only thing, I lost, I kind of lost material things dealing with listening to those voices, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I done lost an apartment dealing with them. They'll mess you for me. You'll think you for me. They'll play with you for me. When I didn't really know too much about telepathy, and I thought like hearing those voices, or whatever, and I they were trying to play like they were different people, and and just know like, okay, all right, let me just tell you, okay, that one time, okay, I was up to my you know getting off one of my urges, you feel me, getting off one of my doing my thing, you feel me, and I seen that silhouette of that that thing, or that and some individual, whatever, okay, and I could get deeper on, you feel me, if it goes later. It's just on this, and really more about the details and things like that. Okay, that fucking that excuse my that thing got in my bed. Okay, got in my bed and got behind me. Okay, the only part is, even though I might have seen it out the periphery of my eye, because I had the light on in the restroom and everything, even though the room, it had the room dark and everything, and the light was on the rest, I seen that thing get in my bed. Okay. One time I seen it walking back and forth when I was like smoking one time, and it's like, and and, one time I seen it get in my bed. Okay, it wasn't gonna stop me from doing my thug dizzle. Okay, getting it. Okay, the thing is, it did, it went into it. Thought it was going. It went into a certain part. You feel me? Of my, you feel me, and try to do something that, you feel me, a certain part in the buttocks area. Okay, okay. While I was watching these videos of doing my thing. Okay, all right. The thing is, okay, and that was just like, it was a traumatic experience for me. It was a bit of traumatic experience, I'm not gonna lie. All right, so I cut myself off from doing anything for like 2 months. I wasn't, releasing or climax. I you feel me, I was going to a part, but didn't like, you know release it or whatever. I was doing, semen retention. I did it for like 2 months or whatever. And that, and thinking that happened, the thing is, there was more that happened. Okay, because there was certain time back in the day when I was in a certain city or whatever, some, try to like almost take my sexual energy. Okay, like try to like make me have an orgasm without me even touching. You feel me? I had such an experience. You feel me? And play, and I'm, you feel me? So the thing is, okay. So the thing is, okay. Back to, okay. So the thing is, I think it was like 2024 or something, like November or something like that. Okay, I believe it might have been like that around there, when that thing with specific individual got on my bed and stuff like that. Okay. All right. Let me tell you, man. All right, and I'm kind of like, the healing of this is almost complete. Okay, I'm not gonna go too much detail, too much about this. All right, so the thing is, okay, ever since, okay, I was hearing those voices, okay, as well. The thing is, I cut myself off from doing something for about 2 months or whatever, so about like February or whatever, like 2025 and stuff like that. And then, I got, kind of doing my thing again, and then kind of do it off for like wait to a week or so or whatever. And the thing is, I was tending my meditations, okay, all right, because of the certain split in the timelines, and going to the 3D into the 5D. All right, so this being said, something changed. Okay, something changed. Okay, don't, like, I mean, with the you feel me, don't disrespect meditation. You feel me, meditation, you feel me, you got to put a respect on meditation. Okay, that's why, you feel me, when them Shaolins, the monks, certain Shaolin, certain monks, certain, you feel me, and certain shamans and stuff like that, you feel me, because you got some that are like only do things out of, out of pride or whatever, out of, and then you got some that are genuine. Okay, shout out, you feel me, I'm talking to the genuine shamans, Shaolins, and monks, you feel me, that really do, meditation, even though, you know my results speak for themselves. So the thing is, when I was doing those meditations, okay, those voices that that used to be, I used to hear stuff, they started going away. The voices got lower and low each day. However, it was just like, like it was moving like that. Okay, so the thing is, okay, it's about this time. Okay, listen, that thing, since like that time it did that. Okay, I have, it has been trying to come to me each day, each day. It was like like molesting me, like trying to astral, like grate me. Okay, each day I you feel me, I was experiencing that. And even when I'm around people and people didn't see it, and when I lay down, and when I try to get comfortable, lay down, something like try to like mess with that certain area, and try to get my, you feel me, on like both ends, trying like something like opening, and doing, you feel me, and when you feel me, and I focus on my breath and everything, so like I said, like I'm just, and the thing is, someone tried to make a deal with some group or whatever to try to switch out my destiny and try to give me their bad karma. Okay, because that individual is literally like got like is a criminal, a rapist, and all them little like them that did things that are unspeakable, and they've been trying to get around karma. Okay, they were going to try to switch out, and at the same time they were like, in a sense, they were, you feel me, I found they were previously siphoning my energy to get finances and stuff like that. So like, if I get a place or whatever, they couldn't have a place, you feel me. So they did try to do some mad or whatever, and I don't really like talking about that, like it, there's they were up to no good. So so if I had a fever or whatever, they, you feel me, they'll try to take the, if it was like, if I was to have love, they couldn't have it, so they would try to take that away from me so they could have it in some way. Okay, so the thing is, the universe getting y'all get quartered. Okay, that's why I'm not stunting y'all. Okay, all right, okay. So if you try to take somebody's, you feel me, this goes for you. So here it goes. Look, okay, all them little celebrities, because you got to know, some of them celebrities who y'all call, or some of y'all who y'all call celebrities, they have been making deals to take some of the people's skills and abilities, like that Space Jam movie, where they was like, where they was holding the basketball, they was taking their skills and stuff like that, and he was like, basically, he was like in a movie talking about giving back and stuff like that, even though he did some stuff in his life. You feel me? Look, you gotta know that they were doing that to people, bro. They were taking their skills, they were taking ordinary people's, things that they would like, that they liked out of them, and they would try to siphon it and try to make that deal, you feel me, and exchange that for money. Okay, yeah, you feel me, like this has been going on for quite some time, and their time has ended. They have to get karma. It has been overdue. So you feel me, they have like their bill, like they got to pay the bill now. You feel me? So all of them that was involved, you feel me, all of them individually getting it. Okay, matter if they was a celebrity or some secret celebrity or some secret would it be rich individual, karma ain't forgot about y'all. Okay, that's why universe. If y'all try to bet y'all was sucking out the people's finances, and y'all saying the people couldn't have finances or stability, the universe gonna take y'all finances and stability. If you say that people couldn't have love and they couldn't be unified, y'all not gonna have love and y'all not gonna be unified. Okay, okay. The thing is, y'all get it tenfold or even more. Okay, it was just that certain individual that did that to me, that's trapped. You feel me? I find we find in the certain people that I've been dealing with in the sense, we know that individual, they're trapped in between dimensions, bro. They're trapped. Okay, they have trapped themselves. They can't get back into their body. Okay, so you feel me? They try to use me like life support. Okay, I don't appreciate. I okay, so they're not coming back. Okay, they're done. All right, so like I said, and all that little blood sacrifice you're doing, like this might just be going over a little bit of time here. So and I was watching a channel. I was watching a channel one time. You feel me? Shout out to David Rams. You feel me? You know. So there was somebody he went and he was talking to on his show and everything. It was like this kind of free spirited individual, long hair, whatever, and he was talking about him going out in the field and everything, and he said he was out in the field, and he said he seen like this cow. It's like a spiritual kind of cow popped up, and the cow told him, what is happening to the animals is happening to the humans, and he said, and even though he said he couldn't really tell too many people like that or whatever, I knew exactly what he was saying. I picked up. You feel me? There ain't story that you feel me that some people might call crazy, whatever. You feel me? Some of them my body will let me know who's lying. My body's a whole lie detector. You feel me? So like I said, that individual that was doing that stuff to me day in and day out in the past, they were doing it for 5 years. No, they were doing it for a year and almost a bit over a year, not 5 years. So my body let you feel me. So there ain't you feel me. So like I said, that happened in like November and stuff like that. So like I said, that thing was been touching me and doing some stuff for like a bit over a year. I didn't even think it was gonna last like that. But that fault is persistent because it didn't want to get caught or exposed for what it has been doing. So back to what the dude was talking about when that cow told him that was happening to certain that what's happening to them animals, them cows and stuff, them chickens is happening with the humans and the people. Okay, there has been certain species. They're almost like you feel me, almost like spider race type of thing. Okay. And you feel me? Okay. The thing is, they're vampiric. Okay. They go. They can't live. They can't live on their own in a sense. Okay. They basically, you feel me? That's why they're vampiric. Okay. It's like when what a spider does and it wraps up and gets the blood and stuff like that. Okay. I love the insects. You feel me? I love spiders. I love spiders. Okay, you feel me? The thing is, you feel me? I love spiders. The thing is, there's some humanoids or some there was a mix of some kind of DNA. Okay, some kind of certain genetic code that they mix certain aliens or whatever mixed up. Okay, and made like a certain type of maybe a dragonoid and some kind of vampiric race. Okay, certain type of species. Okay, they were hiding behind the veil. They've been, you feel me? You can't really go off of complexion. Okay, they were using, you feel me? They're sellouts in certain complexions. Simple. Okay, because they're, you feel me? They just sold out for money and try to get fortune and fame and stuff like that. Even though, you feel me? So their time has ended. Okay, so this being said, okay, what that edible was talking about has, you feel me? Humans have been getting trafficked. Okay, they've been trying to get the you feel me? all that when y'all was finding out about that adrenochrome and what Ukraine was doing. They was making a business and off of that, and you feel me, trying to get the celebrities to get that spray, and like, oh, you got to get this spray. Some of the celebrities had been really blackmailed. Okay, so they they were making them, trying to humiliate them, so they couldn't really speak out. Okay, thing is, nobody can hide what's been going on any longer. Okay, the thing is, I don't give my power to anything outside myself. Okay, so if y'all want to listen to want to visit all them little Arcturians and what have you, and who y'all call them little archangels and stuff, what have you. Okay, all y'all want to talk about all them Saint Germains and all that. Okay, okay, all right, okay. If you all keep giving power outside yourself, okay, y'all become a slave to everything outside yourself, okay? So if they keep telling y'all to call on them, that ain't done on y'all. That ain't done on y'all. Why would they tell you to call on them? What, they got nothing to do? They ain't got a life of their own? Huh? Why they keep telling y'all to call on them? Call on something outside yourself, huh? It's almost like the whole Jesus situation. Like all you got to do is tap into the source of all that is. Call on, you feel me? Call on the Holy Spirit. How come none of them told y'all to call on the Holy Spirit, or tell y'all to believe in yourself and get tap into the source of all that is, and because you feel me, the meditation has saved my life. Meditation has saved my life. That's why I continue to do it faithfully. Okay, and to those that get into the meditation, here's a little thing I would like to let y'all know. Okay, do y'all meditate, because that's how you get into the fifth dimension. Those that don't persevere, and you feel me, you'll be on the 3D. Y'all be in the 3D, the struggle and suffering. Okay, then they were talking about some of them been talking about the 4D. You feel me? The 4D, the 4-dimensional is where like the ego dwells, in a sense. Okay, that's that's where like time. You feel me? That's like where the emotions and stuff be. Okay, that's almost like they almost say that's kind of where the some have been dealing with the underworld and stuff like that. So okay, so certain entities been trying to use the 4th dimension, okay, or try to use the astral realm. Okay, just because you don't know about these things, okay, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Okay, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Okay. Okay, so like I said, you feel me? Just because you feel me? Just because you would like to remain dumbfounded to the whole thing doesn't mean it's not real. Okay, educate yourself on this stuff. Okay, because if 10 million monkeys like bananas, it's something about that banana. That means if a lot of individuals are saying about something about this, something specific, it's got to be something about what they're saying. It's something about what they're saying that's got to be true, or something about what they're saying. So because some of y'all lack discernment, okay, you feel me? I'm not gonna sit. You feel me? I'm not gonna sit there to argue with y'all. Okay, I'm here. You feel me? To on clarity. I'm here about on clarity mode. I'm not here to argue. I'm about clarity. Okay. So what that cow was talking about, you feel me? Okay. You feel me? All them cows, you feel me? Some of them cows be, you feel me? It's like them cows be thinking everything good and everything, and on the back end, somebody, you feel me, kidnapping them, or you feel me, and whacking them and stuff and feeding them to the people. Okay, so what you think, you feel me, certain them aliens and stuff, and they've been doing with the Loosh, you feel me, Luoche or something, Louche, okay, and they say it was like in the back of your head or something. It deals with dishonesty. Okay, they've been siphoning certain loot. Okay, they've been plugging certain things into people while they like they be sleeping, stuff like that, or slumbering, napping. Okay, that's why I say watch on your words, listen to your words. I don't use the word need or use the word want. Okay, I really don't. I use the word would like. Okay, because the thing is, me and the Most High of all created, like you about to find out what's about to happen. Okay, because some of y'all really don't know who I am. Okay, I'm not waiting for Jesus to save me. Okay, I ain't ever really been hanging from Jesus like that. You feel me? I already did the research. I picked up, and when you say the name in Spanish and stuff, you really, some of y'all really don't know what y'all. Some of y'all really indoctrinated. Some of y'all really just indoctrinated. Okay, it's quite unfortunate. Okay, what's going to be happening to y'all? Okay, yeah. So the obviousness is about to appear to y'all. Okay, it's about to be a rude awakening in some individuals. It is what it is. Okay, because some of y'all, you feel me, are here to bump y'all heads, and some of y'all, you feel me, some of y'all this lifetime aren't here to heal. Y'all gonna get healed. Okay, so some of y'all not going to the new earth. Okay, the only way to get to the new earth is by going within, or you go without. Okay, if you don't go within, you go without. You feel me? You gotta go within to get source fed. Okay, when you go in, you'll meditate. You feel me? You do it. At least 3 minutes. At least 3 minutes, at least 3 times a day. At least. You feel me? Give that much respect and love to yourself. Okay, to go in, check in at the house. Okay, your supernatural abilities are going to be integrated into you. That's why you got to sit in silence, because when the ego is moving all that emotions, okay, it is little, you feel me? You making it a little bit hard on yourself to get your ability and everything, to your spiritual abilities to come inside you, because your emotions is going everywhere. You're sending your attention over there and giving a little power over there. Okay, that's why you feel me? You gotta, you feel me? You gotta release the emotional baggage. You gotta release as much emotional baggage as possible. So your new ability, you got room and space for your new abilities. Okay, for a new experience. People are gonna move away from you. People gonna move from you. Some people, you feel me, they get mad because they can't put their emotional baggage, or you don't put up with their nagging and stuff like that, and you tell them, look, either gonna do it or not do it. Don't you feel me? Cause me, you feel me, I'm zero tolerance. You feel me? I like to work out. You feel me? And I like to stretch. And I like to clean. You feel me? And so some of y'all you gotta have that discipline. When you on Mother Earth, when you here on Mother Earth, you gotta have self-discipline. Okay? It takes self-discipline for, that flower to grow. It takes self-discipline for that lotus to get out that mud and blossom. You feel me? It takes steadfastness for that tree to stand up. Okay? So you feel me? This self-discipline. So so you gotta talk. You gotta get out of your head like that. You gotta know with your heart. This is the age of knowing. Not really belief. It's about knowing. That's why it's about results. So So people, you feel me? All them people talk about they don't believe this or believe that, all that believe. Y'all about to find out what y'all really about to. Y'all about to find out what y'all know. Okay, the universe gonna show y'all. Yeah, y'all about to see y'all about to see some supernatural. Yeah. So y'all know, for y'all knowing, and it's gonna be certain things gonna be put there, so it's undeniable. So y'all stop denying, because y'all keep want to live in a lie. Okay, universe about to show y'all. Okay, some people about to have hell on earth. Okay. Now, my thing is, I don't get hell on earth. I just, feel me? So, this being said, I like to get out of my head. And whenever I have a feeling of like, when you have like a whole bunch of dishes, and as soon as you feel like you don't, like your mind tell you how, you feel me, how you really don't want to do, I just get up and do it. Tell mom, you feel me, shut the mind down, like, well, it ceases the rambling in the mind, just like, I'm gonna just do it. Okay, you feel me? When I feel like, I gotta do it, you feel me? And I start, like, you feel me? Just stop. When you get to trying to talk yourself out of doing something that's, you feel me, good for your health, and you feel me, and you feel me, and is good, is good. The thing is, you feel me? It's harder to really think about something, and it's easier just to do it. You feel me? In a certain way, for those that know. No. Okay. So the thing is, when it comes like, you get I gotta just do it. Just as soon as okay, because you'll feel much better because you did it. So it'll be nothing to you, feel me? The easier it becomes. Y'all think about, oh man, I getting big or working on y'all stomach, you feel me? As long as you feel me, when you think about getting to a size and you want to lose, man, just hit, man, I'm about to hit 5, you feel me? I'm about to hit 5 crutches, right? You feel me? You don't say you gotta do it, you just do it. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now, what my mind say about that? You feel me? And you just keep doing that often. You just do it. You feel me? You ain't gotta explain to nobody. You just do it. You feel me? Oh man, I would hit a push. Oh, or you feel me? You just hit it. Just do it. You feel me? You'll feel a lot better when you do it. Okay. This you feel me? This is you feel me? This is time. This is the time to put to effort. This time to put in. You feel me? Persevere. Okay. Supernatural abilities are going to be given. You feel me? To those. You feel me? That the Most High trust, and that they know they can be trusted. You know that they know. You feel me? The universe know they're not going to be really going around like just whacking the mess out of hurting everybody and stuff like that, doing harm to everybody and stuff like that. Okay, certain individuals that people gonna want to be testing their abilities and supernatural abilities and stuff like that. Okay, so some are going to have some real nice supernatural abilities. Okay, so we'll see when it happens. Okay, the thing is, who's persevering, who's doing the work. Okay, the universe is showing everybody that's doing the work. The universe gonna show anybody that's not doing the inner work. The universe gonna show. Universe gonna show that they haven't been doing the inner work. Universe gonna show those that have been doing the inner work and those that have been doing the inner work. Okay, because that's, you feel me? Because what's on the end, what's in the spirit, basically it has to show now. Okay, that's why it's time's up for certain aliens and species and certain races and stuff like that. Okay, the thing is, they would have some good things coming to them if they were doing things just like if they were being good and strong. You feel me? Being good for goodness sake. So you feel me? There's a thing called fierce love. Okay, there's a thing with about fighting, and then there's a thing with standing up for something. Okay, you feel me? I don't be fighting. I stand up. Okay, you feel me? I don't tolerate bullies. You feel me? I ain't there to like fight them or whatever. I'm there to stand for the vulnerable. You see this individual, you feel me? And I usually drop the gems so the individual knows next time. And you feel me? I don't really take it easy on them. Look, this is what you could do for the next time. You go do this, you put this, okay? Because when I see this, you feel me? And I see if you put in the effort. So now, like, you feel me? In this world, in this universe, bro, you can't be scared, yo. Y'all can't be scared of yourself. Stop being scared of yourself. When y'all get to see these supernatural things, some of these little shapeshifters, y'all can't be scared. Don't be scared. You feel me? I really get I get invigorated. I get excited, like in an excited way. Like I get so excited. Bashar get jealous. Like I'm invigorated. So that's what I'm saying. Like I said, I think I'll really watch Bashar. Okay, there's something, a little something about that, him and that individual. I'm not really gonna get too much on, and certain channelers and everything. You feel me? There's something about what they're doing. There's something about, you feel me? Because when I told y'all about earlier about the Abraham Hicks and stuff like that, and her channeling, and and some of the channelers out here, some of them, the thing is, I see they're channeling. People see how they're channeling. The thing is, what's really about to be exposed about these channelings, and where is that individual standing up on their own? Where is it that the wing, you feel me, where the training wheels are taken off? Where is it that, you feel me, are they even given a chance to find themselves? Where they get a whole year to find themselves and they do like those channelings? Or have they depended on them channelings? Okay, depending on something outside themselves or something in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Okay, for what? To help people or whatever. Really now. So, like I said, all right. So let me see if I have anything else to say. Okay, my whole thing is, I just would like to go more in detail about what I was dealing with daily, like, and all them little, man, like I said, you feel me? Discernment is key. Discernment is to judge well. Okay, there's people that there's individuals that don't have discernment. They just go off of assumptions. Okay, all that babbling and stuff. The universe is about results. Okay, you're not about to argue about You feel me? You can't argue with mathematics, okay? That's why I trust mathematics. Okay, mathematics is all around me. When I'm talking to somebody, I see the mathematics. I see what add up. I'm judged by the fruits of their labor. Okay, because the fruits of the labor is the results. So what they was saying about all that, all they know that the universe is gonna show me, you feel me, exactly what they're not saying. I can see what somebody's not saying. I can see it. I can sense it. I can smell it. I can smell what somebody's not saying. Okay, that's one of my supernatural abilities. Okay, that's why you do your meditations. You feel me? And you feel me? You get rid of that emotional baggage. Okay, because you feel me? Just because you hear me talk with, you feel me, with some sassiness, you feel me, doesn't mean, you feel me, I have no control over my emotions. You feel me? Is I mastered, you know, controlling my emotions. You feel me? I don't have emotional baggage. Okay, so I can, you feel me, I can honestly observe a whole situation, you know, and I like to put my, you know, spiciness on it, you know, because, you know, it goes with being human. You know, it's part of the experiences, you know, the most high of all creators, you know, getting to experience the most high of all creators is magnificence through me. Okay, so usually, well, basically, all in all, always get the last laugh. Okay, yeah, I always get the last laugh. Okay, just throwing it out there. Okay, no hate to anybody. Just if you got some ego or something that hit your ego and you think you want to get at me, like I said, I'm going to get the last laugh. Okay, doesn't matter who you think you channeling. You can channel Cryon if you want to listen to Cryon. You know, no matter who you channeling, disease, do the disease. It don't matter who you channeling. Don't matter if y'all been, you feel me, y'all giving y'all power outside yourself. That's where you effed up anyway. All right. So like I said, you know, this is really how to basically. I'm just telling y'all, you feel me, a little bit what's going on with, you feel me. Stop doing harm to them animals, y'all. The animals are our teachers, y'all. There's many of things that the Mother Earth has for us to eat that aren't, you feel me, are that's, you feel me. You don't have to mess with the animals, okay? And you know, for any protein or whatever, cause you know, just don't. I'm because this is a warning, y'all. Okay, just real warning to y'all. Okay, because the universe is giving everybody tenfold of yo with y'all results and stuff. Okay, so you feel me? Some of y'all that you feel me? You some basically here's another one. All y'all are going to be embodying the words and stuff that y'all say. Okay, so that's those that have been jealous, haven't really been saying they've been jealous. They're really embodying that energy, so it's going to show on them. Those that are you for me have been real greedy, they're embodying that energy, so it's really going to be seen. Okay, so all these emotions, you for me, you got it. You for me. Some of y'all aren't may not be aware that y'all embodying a certain emotion, and it's really showing. Is really showing what emotion you're embodying. Okay, I'm just letting y'all know. Okay, so that's why the whole thing is to build character. Okay, you know, and you know, she one of the channels I would watch, she said, you know, uh, grace is power. You know, there's a difference when you know with um the love of power and the power of love. You know, and my thing is, you know, you know, to me, character is power in a sense. You feel me? So, you know, building you strong character. That you know, like I said, you know, you take yourself everywhere you go. You can't escape yourself. The aliens, the little ET, little you know, creep crawl little things. You feel me? Okay, they know they'll know your spiritual rank. You ain't gotta have no, you feel me? Y'all some of y'all so nervous, y'all want to carry guns and stuff like that and stuff. And it's like, and then you be talking about the Holy Spirit, talking about, oh yeah, the Holy Spirit with me, God with me, but nah, you of little faith. That means you're not really trusting the Holy Spirit. You're not really trusting and really believing it. You not really don't have that much faith. So you're making yourself open to get spiritually attacked because that it was pointing out your weakness. The thing is not to get attached to anything on Mother Earth. You don't get attached to none of this. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. You feel me? Some of y'all are you feel me? Y'all talking about, you feel me? Some of y'all are getting in tune, you feel me, are getting in tune and saying, y'all worshiping y'all ancestors. And you feel me, some of y'all have devoted, and you feel me, and some of y'all don't even know who you really talking to. Okay, some of y'all are talking to not so good entities, and some of y'all are talking to not so good, you feel me, don't really have good plans for you, type of ancestors. Okay, so my thing is, you feel me, I nip all that in the bud by going straight to the Holy Spirit. You feel me? So I know love. Okay, I know love. Okay, so this is woo we. So let's see if I might. Okay, anywho. So if take all this in, if you would like to kind of rewind some of this and everything, I just would like to let y'all know this little certain thing about what's going on with the universe, and what's going on with the spiritual realm and the physical realm, and why certain y'all finances are getting taken, and some of y'all are ending up with in relationships, that this is, everybody's being forced to go to their soul tribe. Okay. Certain individuals, their health is going to be siphoning. If you've been trying to take people's health, you don't think they should have good health or whatever. Okay, or you was trying to block somebody having good health. Okay, so yeah, so the thing is, you feel me, y'all supposed to have a pure heart. That means, you feel me, some of y'all been putting things in your heart you ain't supposed to be putting there. Okay, so the thing is, spiritual realm is about showing the results, and giving everybody what is owed to them individually. All right. Okay. Okay. Rewind that little part. Okay. All right. I love y'all. Find something safe to do and stay accountable.